The Lakota Local School District is the 8th largest in Ohio, serving a community of 100,000 people. Since 1980, the population of our Liberty and Westchester community has more than tripled, a trend that also defines our Lakota community. Similar to the global workforce our students will one day enter, that growth has resulted in an increasingly diverse spectrum of families and students needing our support. Lakota must be ready to teach students of all different backgrounds and prepare them for real life. Every child deserves the opportunity to be understood and succeed. Addressing such rapid change means coming together as a school community to create greater access to education by eliminating barriers and building bridges of understanding. Today, almost 6% of Lakota students speak English as a second language. In some schools, that number is as high as 17%. 11% speak a language different than English at home. About 3 out of 10 students are non-Caucasian of different ethnic backgrounds. 2 out of every 10 are economically disadvantaged. Nearly 10% of our students receive services for a cognitive or physical disability, and roughly 30% are receiving gifted services.
I think the biggest thing is that we're more of a global population in Westchester. We have those families that have come in to help broaden what we do in Lakota.
There's families that have moved in from all over the world.
We have over 40 languages spoken here.
The families that I work with here in Lakota are very diverse, everything from race and ethnicity to faith and socioeconomic status. And with that, it is always imperative to work on meeting them where they're at and to be able to build that relationship.
Lakota shows you a little bit of everything across the board. My kids are excited to be a part of that. They have friends from one end of the spectrum to the other.
As an educator, I would define diversity as variety. Variety in groups, variety in backgrounds, variety in abilities, variety in learning styles.
It's essential that we count multiple things other than just race and ethnicity when we talk about diversity. You can have 2 kids of the same race standing right next to each other, and if we're only counting race and ethnicity, there's no difference between them, but they probably live very different lives outside of here.
Our role in education is consistently changing, and with that, then the needs of our families have changed.
Champions for Change is a new initiative at Lakota that embraces diversity and inclusion. We all need new strategies to better understand and connect with our families. That means identifying leaders on our team who can build capacity for future sustainability, and always with an emphasis on supporting all students' achievement. Diversity champions in each school will learn how to better connect with students and their families in a way that celebrates the diversity that is Lakota.
I think the greatest thing about this diversity initiative that the district is doing is it will open the conversation that people will understand and people will ask questions.
If a student doesn't feel understood or like a teacher has no idea what they're maybe going home to, it's very hard to kind of break through and really get them to take the reading, writing, math part of things seriously.
When we spend time talking to one another and listening, then we know better. When we know better, we can do better.
It's our job to lead by example. And with this diversity training, we'll be showing our students how to go out into the world and how to treat other people.
I think it's very important for me as a principal to model the way of Lakota for the kids. We can tell them everything, but if they see us do it, it's more powerful.
Extensive research points to a positive correlation between parent-school involvement and student achievement. The more invested a parent is in their child's education, the more likely a child is to succeed in the classroom and beyond.
You got to get the parents involved. You got to have the siblings involved. You got to set the tone for the culture that carries all the way into home life beyond just the schools. When a parent understands that we care for their student, no matter what and above all things, they are much more likely to come in, sit down next to us, work with us, and that's the real cornerstone to success.
It's time we build a community of understanding and awareness among educators, staff, coaches, parents, and of course, students. When we learn about each other and learn from each other, we all grow and are better prepared to live in an increasingly diverse world.
We want to make sure our kids understood what real life was about. And real life is not a protected economic background or social background. Real life is being able to deal with different people.
When the kids leave Lakota, they will have experienced different types of people that have different thoughts than them, different looks than them, different religions than them, different cultures than them. And I think that's a benefit to all of us.
Diversity inside Lakota, to me, is the ability for our students to be able to sit down next to each other inside of classrooms, walk through hallways together, understanding that they have shared common values of respect and of education being a priority.
Making sure students really have a good ability to empathize with others, making sure that they really have a good understanding of what other people are going through is only going to make our future better, both our schools and our nations.
I think the greatest positives is our students now have a life experience that mirrors what they will see when they tackle the world.
This will set Lakota up for success in the future by bringing students together, have staff learning from their students and students learning from the staff.
I see us continuing to grow in our understanding of others, and that's going to be a positive for everybody in the district.